makes you look so good? Why don't you love me like I know you could?
All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. It is time for Ocala Magazine Radio. Kelli Hart is in the studio, ready to tell us what's going on over at the magazine. Kelli is the executive editor of Ocala Magazine and a writer for the magazine, as well as, I'm guessing you freelance for yourself and others, right? Good morning. How you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah, writing is an interesting career because you can work for one person and then you can, or one organization, and then also freelance. You can do, I know a lot of people who do that.
Sure. I've written, the last freelance job I did was for Gainesville Today. So that was interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's such a different and diverse readership. So the topics are different. So things that we might write about for Ocala Magazine are not something that might appeal to Gainesville. So it's fun to mix it up. Although I get so busy myself just with Ocala Magazine that I try not to do anything to overload myself.
That's true.
I don't want
That's
to
true.
get to a place where I start to resent what I do. I love what I do.
And do you have a book in the works at all? Or?
You know, it's on my bucket list to write a book, and I just keep, you know, sometimes something will happen in my life, and I'm like, is this my book? Is this what I'm going to write about? And so I think I have it narrowed down, but...
Oh, I'm sure you do. As a writer, I'm sure that if you were to stumble upon the idea or think about the idea that just made sense to you to be a whole book, whether it was fiction or not. What do you think it would be? Fiction or
no? It
memoir
would definitely
type?
not be. It would be some type of memoir, and probably with a lot of humor because my personality has wit to it, and so if I wrote it really authentically, there would be some humor. I'm also pretty transparent, so it would be very honest. You know, so be careful how you treat me because you could end up being a character in my book. And so I write very, very vividly and honestly. So in fact, in junior college, I wrote a couple of children's books.
Did you really?
I wanted, for one of my English literature classes, I wrote some children's books that I still have. And I don't know, I may get into the children's book.
Have you submitted them to publishers? Or,
I haven't.
Or
No, I
tried
never
to self-publish or anything like that? No?
Never have. I just have them sitting there and all edited and really ready to go. So
does a children's book necessarily need an illustrator?
I don't think so.
Not really? I never thought that either.
I don't think so. I have my best friend, Chad, is an amazing artist, and we both are artists, but our art is very different. And I've always thought if it ever got to the place where I wanted to publish these books, he would be my go-to guy for illustration. So who knows? Maybe it'll be a children's book. And, you know, I've just believed like when the time is right to know it's time to publish a book or to sit down and devote time to write a book, it'll happen.
Yeah, I remember in fourth grade, I got the most stars on some kind of chart the teacher was keeping, and I got the Treasure Island book from her as a gift. Yeah, and each chapter had like a line drawing to open up the chapter with just a little line drawing.
Right.
About and at that point in my life, the pictures were kind of the lure or the allure.
Right.
To get me to want to read what's that picture actually saying. So now you got to read the chapter to see what the heck the pictures mean.
And I think it just depends on the age you're appealing to. I know right now Lily, 8 years old, is reading books on maybe like a third or fourth grade reading level, and each chapter is the same way. It has like Beezus and Ramona and things, little sketches to kind of kickstart the chapter off. But then really it's kind of like a grown-up book at that point.
Yes.
Lots of words.
I guess. I mean, gosh, Treasure Island is a grown-up book.
Right.
So
I did want to talk today about our celebration of nurses. In our January issue, there's a 2-page spread that spells out what this event is going to be about. I've hit on it before, but because we are now accepting nominations, I wanted to mention it again because we want everybody to understand what the event is about and how they can participate, because everyone can participate on some level. Much like the Marion County School Board does their Golden Apple Awards for teachers.
Right.
We found kind of like a hole that we felt was not being filled for nurses, because nurses do so much for us. It is one of those jobs that I think you almost have to just be born for or have a passion for. I know I could not be a nurse. I don't have the patience. I don't have the compassion.
Is that a pun?
Yes. I don't have that is one of those things. And so we thought, we have so many nurses in Marion County that probably are not honored near enough or thanked near enough. So how can Ocala Magazine get involved and help? So we're putting together our first annual Celebration of Nurses event, which will happen on Thursday, April 23rd. It is a free event, so we're inviting all of our local nurses and their families. We are also inviting doctors, and we're inviting students that are going, in nursing school, as well as anyone in our community that just wants to come out and say, we support nurses, we appreciate you, and thank you. And it will be held at the Ocala Livestock Pavilion in that brand new, beautiful building that they've built over there, which I had not been in until just the other day. And it is a fabulous building. So we're very lucky to have access to that building. And right now what we're doing is we're doing our call for award nominations, and we've been sending out these award nomination forms to medical facilities and hospitals and such, and you're able to get it from our website. We can email it to you. We want to make sure that nobody is overlooked.
Everybody has a favorite or more than one person, and it's not always a lady who was the nurse of their choice. That would just definitely needs to be thrown into the mix.
Right.
Yeah. So have you received any yet?
Yes, we've started receiving nominations. We just recently, when the book came out, of course, people had information on how to get the nomination forms, and we ourselves have been sending them to strategic places, knowing that there's volume there of nurses. But you don't have to, there's no limit. So if there's a couple nurses that you think are deserving of the award, if you're a doctor and you have a nursing staff, if you just are a random individual and you know someone that is deserving of such an award who is a local nurse, it's open to anybody. And we've divided it up in a way that we're giving 3 awards, because Lord knows it's going to be hard enough just to pick those 3, but much less one person. So we've narrowed it down, and we have 3 different award levels. The Legacy Award, which is given to someone who has dedicated their life to the field of nursing for 20 years or more.
Oh, wow.
So that's a huge honor.
Yeah.
We have the Inspiration Award, which is given to someone who has been in the field of nursing 10 years or more. And then the Spirit Award is given to someone who exemplifies spirit in nursing and has been practicing for less than 10 years. So that way we're able to mix it up and still honor people who are at various stages of their nursing career, because obviously I think it evolves like any other type of profession. You have your new nurses, and then the evolution of that. And so it's a way for us to award different levels of service, and we're really excited about it because like I said, it's a free event, and it's going to have food. We've got food vendors. We've got music. We'll have a DJ. We'll have someone who's hosting the event itself, and there will be giveaways and prizes, and we're encouraging.
That's really wonderful.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you know a nurse does her or his job behind a curtain because for the privacy of the patient, and what they do back there is kind of a mystery unless you're the person that is being worked on,
right?
Or if anyone's ever told you, and so it's like, wow, they really do things I would never want to do when you find out what they actually do back there. And it's not always, it's sometimes nasty.
Well, we've talked about careers where you're dealing with very happy customers. Like when I sold flowers, of course, the people that came in were excited. They were giving something for a good reason. Or, sending something for a birthday, or even in writing, you get to... Most everybody is enthusiastic about being interviewed or participating in a feature that's going to be published in the magazine. But nurses are dealing with people who already don't feel well. They're sick. They know this could possibly be costing them a lot of money. They're aggravated. They're inconvenienced. And yet they just have to have a smile on their face and help those type of people.
And they're kind of like the wife who supports the husband, and he gets all the glory.
Right.
Because in the nurse's case, she or he, if it's a male nurse, supports some doctor. So the doctor gets the glory, and the nurses are the ones who often do much of the work. And the doctors will be the first to tell you that.
Right. Well, we've met with both ORMC and MRMC so that we can, as a foundation, get some knowledge about nursing, because obviously no one at the magazine, other than one of our sales ladies who does have some background in the field, in the medical field, we wanted to make sure that we were educated on what exactly nurses want and what they like. We didn't, we thought, okay, let's have a nice formal sit-down type dinner, and then we heard, no, nurses want to have fun. When they have a night out and they're off the clock, they want to have fun. So we decided to make it a luau theme so that it's upbeat and fun and festive.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, and we're going to have beer and wine as well. So we know most nurses, most anybody, when they go out and are celebrating themselves and their cohorts want to be able to have beer and wine and food and music, and it's going to be a really, really good time.
All right, Kelly, we need to take a little break.
Okay, great.
And we'll be right back.
Wonderful.
And continue with Ocala Magazine Radio.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll turn out mostly cloudy today and breezy. It'll be warm, too, with a couple of showers or even a thunderstorm later this afternoon, high 76 to 80. Tonight, cloudy, breezy, and mild with a shower or a thunderstorm, low 63 to 67. Tomorrow, cloud and a shower to start, then some sun in the afternoon, breezy and cooler with highs in the 60s. For Sunday, sunshine, high 62 to 66. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
You can have work done on your vehicle anywhere, but why would you? Maybe they correctly determine the problem and suggest the proper service. There's a chance they won't. Eliminate that chance by bringing your vehicle to Ford Lincoln of Ocala or Village Ford of Bellevue. The professionally trained, factory-certified team understands the service requirements and maintenance needs of your vehicle, and when the unexpected repair comes your way, you can be assured the work will be done correctly, quickly, and cost-effectively. Look, you've invested a lot of your hard-earned money in your transportation to deliver performance, reliability, and safety. So doesn't it just makes sense to trust the professional team at Ford Lincoln of Ocala and Village Ford of Bellevue to ensure you many miles of worry-free driving and peace of mind knowing the service was done correctly. So the choice is yours. Take the hard-earned investment to whoever for service or a factory-trained certified technician at Ford Lincoln of Ocala or Village Ford of Bellevue. To schedule your next completely satisfied service for your vehicle, contact those who know it best. Village Ford of Bellevue or Ford Lincoln of Ocala, your family of Ford dealerships where we've got what it takes.
Let's face it, nowadays it can be hard to find American-made products, and that's something that Cabinet Sales of North Florida is well aware of. That's why they're an authorized dealer of Wellborn Cabinetry, family-owned and American-made since 1961. Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your answer for complete turnkey kitchen remodels and whole house cabinetry. Their cabinets are finished with solvent-based enamels for a long-lasting finish that's second to none. Available in an incredible selection of door styles and colors to choose from to turn your dream kitchen into a reality. In-house design and drawing services are available. Come by and see our displays for yourself at the Floors of the Villages, 3935 County Road 216 in Oxford, or Exquisite Design Kitchen and Bath in Bellevue, right across the street from the Bellevue Library. So whether you're looking for bookcases, kitchen, bath, or outdoor kitchen, Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your one-stop source of quality cabinets. For a free estimate, call 352-427-2647. That's 352-427-2647. Cabinet Sales of North Florida.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
All right, 18 minutes after 10 o'clock, Kelli Hart is here from Ocala Magazine Radio. Getting a little windy out there, Kelly. See it?
I know. I noticed that when I came in. I said it feels like March.
Yeah.
It does.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some rain is supposed to move in, too. So.
Well, of course.
So the nurse, can I ask a question about who qualifies? Do they have to have an RN, or can it be an assistant, like an aide, or whatever you call them?
It's RNs and LPNs.
Okay.
And they have to be local.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
Local meaning Marion County?
Right.
Okay.
So Marion County nurses. And the reason that we want to make sure that everybody is aware of the event and gets the information is because submissions for nominees for these 3 different awards ends on February 15th. So, you know, we get busy and we put things aside.
And when is the award ceremony?
It's actually going to be on April 23rd.
Okay.
Right. And so it'll be a lot of fun because what we'll do is we'll take the nominations as they come in. We've created a panel of judges, for lack of better words, but we're putting a panel together that will be able to judge the nominations. So we'll remove the name, of course, because it's Ocala, and too many people could know too many people, and that would be unfair. So like everything, we always try to be super fair. And so we've got a panel. We'll remove the names. and they will only just be able to read the submission itself, and based on that, decide who we feel is deserving of these awards. And so we will profile our nominees as well, so that people in Marion County know that they were nominated. Whether they win or not, that's a recognition in and of itself. And then our winners will be profiled as well and interviewed, and their picture nicely printed in an April or May issue.
So I wouldn't ask you to say the name of a nurse that might be your favorite, because if she or he won, then it would look weird.
Sure.
But do you have one without naming a name? I mean, is there somebody in your life, maybe in your personal life?
Yes. I actually have several nurse friends in my life, which is, like unintentional, although it's really good to have nurse friends in case something happens to you.
Did you ever spend, other than giving birth, did you spend time in the hospital for any reason? No,
thank goodness. No, I've never met a nurse through any kind of ailment or illness. The nurses in my lives are people that just are friends that have become nurses. My very best friend, his stepmother, is a nurse, and she's been a part of my life for over 20 some odd years. So I'm very, very close with her. So I've seen nursing on all different levels. I've got some friends of mine who are my age or younger, who are new nurses. And so I get to hear stories about, what it's like to work, late hours and deal with patients. And, I just am very grateful for people that do that type of job, because, like I say, I know that I couldn't do it. I would not be good for anyone in need, medical need.
There's so much that they do. Toward the end of both my parents' lives, there were nurses, obviously, in my life, because I'd be in the hospital all the time, or even the hospice nurses that would show up at their house, because they both, my mom died at an assisted living facility, but they would show up at the house for my dad. And it was just unbelievable what they had to do, and how good they were at communication also, just in talking to us, the non-sick members of the family, and to explain what just happened. And I'm sure they have to do it all day long.
Right. Well, and in educating ourselves on nursing, it makes me have a much bigger appreciation for what they do. I mean, obviously, I know nurses are important, but it's like anything else. It's like when I sit down to write about any particular subject.
But I think this is a wonderful thing that the magazine is doing. It really is. It's probably going to be forever. It's probably going to be an annual thing.
We hope that it's an annual thing.
Do you have a name for the award?
It's the Legacy Award, the Inspiration Award, and the Spirit Award.
But I mean, for the Oscars is the name for the Academy Awards. Do you have a?
No, it'll just be Celebration of Nurses. It's Ocala Magazine's event, but we are looking for a title sponsor, so it could be Ocala Magazine's Celebration of Nurses, brought to you by WOCA and that type of thing as a title sponsor. And we want people to get involved, from food and restaurant, beer and wine, to local vendors. You don't have to be a professional in the medical field to be involved. In fact, what we understand is nurses get enough exposure to the medical world. They loved going to events where there's vendors that are more eclectic and unique, and they can meet new faces and see new people. And it doesn't matter if you're selling cars or donuts. If you want to come to this event as a way of saying, we appreciate you, what a smart idea for businesses to show up and say, we want to help out and recognize these nurses.
And it's at the new theater at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion, or
Pavilion.
Is it in the pavilion itself?
It's in that new building, the event building.
Okay.
Yes. Which I had just went into for the very first time.
I'm not sure if I even know the building.
Well, the Livestock Pavilion has
There's a big building there,
Yes, it is a brand new. It's kind of off to the right.
And look at that bruise on your arm.
I know. I should probably disclaim that this is from skeet shooting and not anything
Nobody
domestic.
would notice if I didn't bring it up.
I know. It is. It's ugly.
Oh, you can see it on the screen.
But it's getting uglier by the day.
Explain what happened. Did you have a nurse help you with that?
Well, I was actually with my best friend and his family, and we went skeet shooting over the weekend.
Skeet shooting.
Skeet, yes. And apparently, I didn't
the rifle,
the gun.
whatever, was kicking back into your arm?
Kicking back, yes.
Are you supposed to wear some kind of a pad there so that doesn't happen?
No, I think I'm just a sissy.
You're sissy?
Right.
Did you hit the targets?
I did. I hit a couple, which really surprised me.
Yeah?
It was my first time.
And what are they, made out of clay?
It's like a ceramic, almost like a
clay.
clay.
They say
it looks
clay
like
pigeon.
the dish
Looks like
to the bottom of a terracotta pot.
And does it just lay there? I mean, do you have to go out and clean up the mess after you're done?
Well, the ones that you don't hit, you can go back and gather up and try again. And of course, the ones you hit are just
Is it over land or over water?
Pieces. It was over land.
Okay.
Yep, out near Lake Kerr, that area.
That sounds like fun.
It was a lot of fun, and we did it over and over and over again. And at one point, I got kind of warm, and I took my sweatshirt off, and I just had a tank top on. So it was really just kind of like rifle to skin.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Well, it's like with a bow and arrow. That string will hit your forearm if you don't have a protective thing there.
Right.
Like a leather piece or something. I don't know what they call it.
It's just the name of the game, I guess. I didn't even realize until the next morning.
So
and
who in your group does this regularly that said, hey, this would be fun. Why don't you do this?
Chad's family, they're part of the Elsie family, which, is a really common name in town. They brought the equipment. They had all the, what do you call it, like the pigeon slinger.
And how much does a pigeon cost?
Well, I think
one pigeon.
Gosh, since it's like $7.
It's gotta be tiny.
It's $7 for a box of them.
Okay.
It's about this big.
Oh, okay.
Softball size.
And you hit it, huh? And was it a shotgun?
It was a rifle. Yes.
So one bullet, not a bunch of.
It was just bird shot. It wasn't buckshot.
Oh, okay.
And they're painted bright orange so that you can
see them.
Semi-see them. And yeah, so I just shut my eyes. No,
and did you win? I mean, was there a winner and a loser?
There's no winner and loser. No.
It's just fun.
My goal was to shoot one at least, and I shot a couple, but I definitely need practice. And I definitely need to learn how to hold the gun in a better location so I don't end up battered. Yeah, it's pretty bad, but it's one of those you don't mind bragging because it's not an embarrassing story.
No,
like
of course
I fell
not.
down
No,
or
of course
something.
Not.
No, so it's pretty fun.
It's a conversation piece.
It's
you have to talk about it.
Yeah, it's something
you know what
to
it looks
do
like? It looks like when they put iodine on your skin for something.
Oh, I know, it's terrible. It's changing all these terrible, gross colors.
Except for the lower part. I mean, the upper part looks like iodine.
I know.
The lower part definitely looks like a bruise.
And it doesn't hurt at this point.
And no.
It just looks really bad. Yeah. So I'm glad that we touched on why I have this bruise. Dan's in there like,
nobody would have known it. Nobody would have known it.
Sure, it's shooting. I have pictures to prove it. So. Back to this celebration of nurses, because I really want to encourage everybody that has any kind of questions to please just contact us at the magazine, because we want to get sponsors involved and vendors involved, and we want to get nominations turned in by the 15th, and be thinking about any nurse in your life that works hard and does this great service for our community and deserves this award. It's a free night out. We're very excited about it, and I like you said, it's going to be an annual event. I have no doubt it'll be successful this year, and then we can grow and expand every single year. And we'd love to have WOCA involved somehow.
Yeah.
Would you like that pitch, that on-air pitch? So you can't say no on air, because you guys love nurses. You support nurses.
I've loved a few nurses in my life.
Yes, well, of course. And so it's a really exciting event, and we're putting a lot of work into it.
I've nursed a few loves too. I think I could turn it around too.
Yes. I myself have not done any of that.
You haven't done any of that?
I've not done any of that, no. But I certainly do appreciate it. And when we sat down and we talked about what we could do for nurses, we thought this was going to be
a wonderful idea.
Really wonderful event. And I hope that everybody has fun and they're able to get out of their scrubs and not be.
I think scrubs are sexy. Have you?
I love scrubs.
Oh my goodness.
I love scrubs. In fact, I've thought to myself, they look so comfortable. Why am I not wearing these?
Right. So sometimes when you see a female nurse, in her pajama-looking scrub. Have you ever seen the pajama-looking scrub?
Yes.
I think they're sexy looking.
Well,
do you agree?
There you go.
Or do you don't have the eye of a man?
I don't have the eye of a man. No, I don't. Although they look super comfortable, and I wondered myself why more professions don't adopt this theory and style of wearing scrubs to work, because my God, they look so comfortable, right? So, but we don't require them to wear their scrubs to this event. They can.
Nah, they want to have fun.
Mix and mingle, and we
grass skirts.
Certainly hope. Yes, you can wear coconuts if you wanted to.
Yeah,
that's
I wouldn't
super
want to,
sexy,
but
right?
I wouldn't mind seeing it. Yeah.
Well, we encourage everybody to go to our Facebook page, like us, Ocala Magazine, call us at the magazine, go to ocalamagazine.com, wherever you need to go to touch base to get information. We will answer all of your questions and try to get everybody involved in this spectacular event.
And all the nurses win, even if there are only 3 trophies.
Yes, all the nurses.
Nurses win.
Yes.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank
Always
you.
a great show with you.
Thank you so much.
Well, hang in there. Caroline Alexander coming in next. She wrote the cover story for the February National Geographic magazine, The Invisible War on the Brain. We'll be right back.
Candy, baby, what makes you look so good?
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A U.S. ally in the war on terror, the Yemeni government collapsing under rebel attack.
Last night, Yemen's president, Abdel Mansour Hadi, his prime minister and cabinet all resigned amid pressure from the anti-American rebel group, the Houthis. Now President Hadi is out, and at this point,